Hello, everyone.
Hi,
You have
shh, I'm
to be quiet.
scratching Chaplin's
You'll wake the
belly.
baby.
A lot of people don't believe me when I say both Chaplin and Buster really like their belly scratching, but they do. They actually really like having their bellies rubbed.
This was the best intro to stream ever, actually.
Yeah, fucking adorable, fucking adorable. Say hi, Chaplin. Hi, Chaplin. Okay, back to
Oh,
work.
he almost looked right at the webcam.
All right, I'm gonna sit you down now, buddy. Ooh, get your hell.
Uh,
Jeez. I'm just like enough of you.
well, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We no longer have to worry about waking the baby or scaring the chaplain.
Yeah.
No. Welcome to another exciting day of chatting with Doug.
Doug.
I see that we are already in a level 2 hype
Holy
train.
shit, okay.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate that. So we will jump into these rules so that we can get things started and chugging along, much like that train.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Sometimes at the end of stream, we do have time to see the highlighted questions, but please save your highlighted questions towards the end of stream because if you highlight it now, I cannot scroll back up and look at it. I just physically cannot. Please do not repeat the same thing over and over again in chat. You could get timed out or even banned if you're going to continue doing it. Also, that does kind of apply for the bits. I know we had some new people for the past couple of weeks. We do have a list. We will get to it. Your question probably hasn't been skipped. There's no need to repeat the question. We can get like 45 minutes behind sometimes. So just be patient. I've got a list. It's pretty rare that a question actually is skipped. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the more likely it is that we're going to lose the point. I'm going to have to read it fast, and it may not even make sense when it's being read so fast. So sometimes the shorter, the better. More concise is better. No spoilers. I know some people already are asking, oh, please, can we talk about Thor? No, it's only been out for 1 weekend, y'all.
It's okay. We'll totally talk about Miss Marvel, though. That's not even been out for a day, so we can talk about that all we
I
want.
swear to God, Doug.
I'm assuming you haven't seen it yet?
I haven't watched it
I
yet.
have. Haha.
Oh, well, good for you, Doug.
It's good. Ha! I'll show you.
That's what I've heard. And more specifically, because I think I've been seeing some people ask, is this a spoiler? And then also revealing the spoiler as they ask this. A certain big plot point in the first act of Thor is a spoiler, even though it also happens in the comic, okay? We get it. You read the Mighty
Okay.
Thor comic, not everyone did.
Okay. Huh.
So, just watch the Thor talk, okay? There's some things to spoil.
Christian Bale is Batman. It's finally a DC versus Marvel crossover. So excited.
Oh my God, Doug. How could you?
I know. I'm a dude.
All right, well, let's get started then.
Let's do it.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I've continued watching Bob's Burgers, and it just gets better and better. I started season 6 today. Who are some of your favorite side characters? For me, I love Kelvin, Fish Schroeder, and Andy and Ollie are pretty damn hilarious.
Yeah, they're pretty. And it's one of those great shows where so many things about Bob's Burgers I kind of forget about until they come back, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love that character. And those Fish Odor and the two boys are great. I don't even know if he counts as a side character because he's practically a main character, but Teddy just kills me. I don't think that guy has one unfunny line. They're all hilarious. And that voice is so unique, and it's such a great character. So yeah, no, it's hard to find a character I don't like. They're all pretty funny.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Heather, the voice of angels. Hello, Doug, the god of all film critics. How you doing?
Damn. Okay.
That's some high praise.
Let just get my ego back in my head. Okay,
I can't live up to that, and I refuse to live up to that. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Thor villain do you like more, Hela or Gore?
Probably Gore.
Gore.
Though
I loved Christian Bale in that movie, though.
I wish he had more time. That's the only thing, and I did make that criticism. I thought Hela maybe got a little bit more time. I mean, not by much. I mean, she wasn't in a ton either. But yeah, I really do wish more was focused on him because that's such a juicy backstory and it's so interesting. And then his performance is kind of so odd and goes back and forth between being kind of silly and kind of scary. But they're both good. I think they're both good villains.
I know, guys. Thank you so much for that 27-month subscription.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We so appreciate that. Doug, have you checked out Rise of Gru yet? I have, and it's really entertaining. Can't wait to see what the writer does with the Mario movie.
No, I haven't yet. I'm probably not going to get to it in a while. I was debating whether or not to review it this week instead of what's that movie coming out? Paws of Fury. Which I mean, I feel like I'm pretty much gonna get the same movie, but at the same time, I'm like, Gru's a couple weeks old. I should probably just do the new one.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I know you've called Big Mouth a very hit or miss show. I'm curious to know which episodes you consider the best and which you consider the worst.
Man, it's another show. It's hard for me to remember episodes. I more remember moments. Yeah, man. Oh, I always have a soft spot for Christmas specials, and even though it wasn't like the funniest episode, I just always appreciate something that does like the person hosting in the cabin and doing different types of animation. I think they had them as puppets and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's the best one, but it's the one that's popping in my head. It's like, oh my God, it feels Christmassy. I love it. So I guess that.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. First bits of the night. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, Doug. Hello, Doug Evil. I saw your diabolical review, and I have to say, finally, you did it. Translation, hey, Doug, like your Austin Power review.
Thank you.
I know.
1 million likes. No, I don't know what that was.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, you need to finish Miss Marvel. It's so good. Definitely my top 3 alongside Loki and Hawkeye, which you should also finish.
I did not finish Hawkeye. You're right. I have no interest, man. I believe everybody. I just can't bring myself to sit down and press continue on Hawkeye. I can't do it. Oh, but I should. I really should. No, I really liked Miss Marvel. And what's funny is that I had an issue with, because I love the style in the first episode, but it kind of got less and less as the show went on. And at first I thought that was a problem, but then when you see where they're going with it, and like it's sort of the history lesson you get, but they do it really well and they really bring the drama. It's kind of like she's leaving kind of the fantasy daydreaming world and coming into reality, but even that reality still has the daydreaming stuff with like the superheroes and stuff. Mm-hmm. But again, that harsh reality of like, history and everything really hits hard. So yeah, I thought it balanced out pretty damn well. I really enjoyed it.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, how far are you into Amphibia, and what are your thoughts?
What I get up to, the one with is it Wally Shawn? Guest starring in it as the actor that looks like Hop Pop. Yeah, I'm there, and I definitely saw the episode with without giving away too much, Marcy and the helmet. That was pretty creepy.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Are there any X-Men movies that you have genuinely loved besides the Deadpool movies?
Oh, sure. I really, First Class is probably the best one.
Agreed.
I do like Logan. I like Days of Future Past. Man, I'm trying to think else that like legit good, not like, oh, I just like it. Come on, like a legit good one. Yeah, I don't know. The Wolverine, I guess, is okay, but it's kind of boring. So it's always like, does that count? I don't know. It does everything right, just does it in kind of a dull way. I don't know.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Overall, do you like the first Thor or Love and Thunder more? Love and Thunder, without a question, versus the first Thor? Really?
Love and Thunder got pretty annoying.
Interesting.
And I love the look of the first Thor. Like I said, you really feel like you can breathe in Asgard, but you're only there half the movie. So Yeah, I'd have to watch the first one again. I feel like I would say the first one, but I'm not positive. Because you're right. Because Love and Thunder throws in a lot more ideas and things that are different and stuff like that. But there's still like an epic feel to the first one. So no, I can't choose right now. I'd have to see it again.
Favre Films, thank you for the 50 bits. My friend wants me to direct his crime thriller. Yay! We need to find funding. Cue the record scratch.
You could do like Orson Welles when he got the AFI Lifetime Achievement Award. He used his speech to ask for money to fund his film. It didn't work. So do that. Win an AFI Lifetime Achievement Award, make the plea, and then get no money. Wait, this might be a terrible plan.
Might be. Framizer, thank you for the 90 bits. Hey Doug, found a film I think would make a great NC review, Bratz. It seems to have broken Animat. With the TZ.
The Bratz. Z at the end?
Yeah, with the Z at the end. Is that based on the Bratz dolls?
Yeah, but it's not like... I remember the trailers. It's just like teen girls. It's not like the cartoon or anything like that. And they don't... It'd be hilarious if they had like the CG big lips and the weird eyeliner and stuff, but no, they're just normal looking girls. I mean, I heard it's bad. I haven't thought about it in years. The last time I remember thinking about was somebody did a video called, I think, like Bratz Man, where they just dub over the girls' voices with like a Christian Bale Batman voice, like, I love my girls. Oh my God, BFF. And it was pretty funny.
Okay, yep.
I don't know, maybe.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you did Raiders of the Story arc for the Gen 1 Transformers, but will you ever review the animated movie?
No, A, because I think enough people have talked about it, and B, I like Transformers. I don't love it. I'm not a super fan. I'm more like the nostalgia of it than the actual material, if that makes sense. So I feel like I'm not the right guy to talk about. People that like really love the series and know both that it's funny that, okay, spoiler, that Optimus dies to sell more toys and make way for a new toy line, but also how like heart-wrenching that is, and oh my God, my soul is ripped out, one of my heroes is dead and stuff like that. And I'm not the dude to reflect that. I think you need someone who really is like a die-hard Transformers fan, and there are tons out there. So yeah, probably not.
I saw a great meme because yesterday and today was Prime Day that just had the death of Optimus Prime with the words, "We have secularized Prime Day. He died for your sins, damn it."
Nice. Now that's from me, man. I feel like I started that Optimus Prime die for our sins meme. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. Could you have Chaplin say, "I'm bigger than you. I'm higher than you in the food chain. Get in my belly." Also, can you tell us about the day you decided to adopt Chaplin?
Hi. Oh, well, what are the lines again? I'm bigger than you.
I'm bigger than you. I'm higher than you in the food chain. Get in my belly.
I'm bigger than you. I'm higher than you in the food chain. Get in my line. Oh, tail.
Great, perfect.
And I don't know. We know we wanted a cat for a while. And I mean, I actually kind of want a dog, but I don't want the responsibility that comes with a dog. So again, the compromise was, well, we get a cat that's like a dog. And he really is. Right? Definitely likes having his belly rubbed. And Buster really is too. Like they're both very, very playful. They both in a strange way kind of bark and they need constant attention. So yeah, no, it was really, really cool. We were freaked out too because we're acting more like we're adopting a child. Like, just make sure everything in the house, there's nothing sharp, there's nothing poisonous, there's nothing. And they're like, the cat's a little smarter than a baby most of the time.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What was your reaction to, I don't think this is a spoiler, to the God of Dumplings joke in Thor Love and Thunder? Did you find it funny?
I'm already blanking.
I thought it was
so
super
many
cute.
jokes.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, wait. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, I thought that was fine. There's a couple where I'm like, okay, you're just trying to make a meme out of this and stuff. But that one, I'm like, oh, come on, that's funny.
Matthew Paul, thank you so much for that 13-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hey, Doug, have you thought about doing a Nostalgia Critic review of Meet the Deedles? It's one of the remaining bad 90s comedies that you have yet to tackle, and I think is prime for material.
I think there's a lot of 90s comedies I probably haven't tackled. I never did see it. I think I got that recommendation a few times. Maybe for Disney December, because I think that is a Disney film. So maybe I'll check it out then.
Favre Films, thank you for the 50 bits. I actually saw Goldmember in theaters when I was 8.
Hmm. Well,
Cool.
Congrats.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. Fun fact, I was Austin Powers for Halloween in 6th grade. I was definitely one of those kids who had no idea what the movies were satirizing, but liked the funny voices and dick jokes.
Yeah, that's good to know, because I was just like, I have a feeling like the rentals were high because there was a lot of kids renting it. Not all to say like adults didn't get into it too. I mean, there are plenty of adults at, the when we saw it on the big screen, and people would quote it and stuff. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, no, I think this is trying to hit like the kid audience too, whether they were aware of it or not.
WWE, thank you for the 50 bits. For Freak Show Cinema, could you review Beetlejuice? And for Nostalgia Ween, could you do Leprechaun Origins and or New versus Old for both Child's Play and Nightmares on Elm Street?
For Leprechaun, that's more Brad's territory. Like, we did a crossover, but he's done almost all of them by this point. In terms of Beetlejuice, it's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, maybe I will actually. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, okay, because it would be fun to talk about like the making of the movie and what works about it. I mean, there's little that doesn't work about, honestly, but yeah, that'd be fun to discuss. And the old versus new, I haven't done them in a while, man, so they do take a little bit more time. So probably not, but who knows? That could change.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Overall, what has been your favorite DCEU movie so far?
Probably still Infinity War. And maybe Guardians. Oh, I'm sorry. Why I shouldn't open something. DCEU. Trying to go through all the movie. I really liked Wonder Woman. See, now I'm thinking like, wait, is that DCU? Like, is Joker? No. Is the Batman? No.
I mean, I don't know. Is that technically DCEU?
I don't think
so. Because is the Suicide Squad a part of that? Because one of more recent ones.
I think that still connects, the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad.
Yeah, probably
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, and then maybe the Snyder cut of Justice League. I surprisingly like that a lot more than I thought I would, even though, I mean, warts and all, I know there's still issues with it, but I surprisingly really, really got into that.
Yeah, Aquaman's a lot of fun. Shazam's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we're at a point now where they're like experimenting a lot more.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I don't know if you noticed this, but in the season 2 finale of Amphibia, in the opening flashback when Marcy is searching in a book, there's a reference to not only Bill Cipher, but Goliath from Gargoyles making the Leonardo da Vinci pose. It's official, we're in the multiverse.
Yeah, and in the opening of season 3, they have a little, is it Gideon? Is that the name of the character from Gravity Falls? There's a little doll of him in the alley when the robot's chasing after her. So there's all sorts of little Easter eggs throughout that show.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I came up with the perfect idea. Buy George Clooney's bat suit, put it on, and then travel backwards in time to when you dressed up as Poison Ivy and bid $7 million on yourself. Who wouldn't want to bid that much money on a 40-year-old sexy eco-terrorist like yourself?
Yes, granted, and there's no flaws in that plan at all. The only issue is the form of payment. I don't know what I would use to pay for that. If you have any ideas, maybe put in the chat. I don't know. My voice is kind of going, though, so I can't promise a big reaction to whatever you type down.
But I can tell you 10,000 bits will give you that reaction.
Oh, that's true.
LPB the actor, thank you for the 50 bits. Enjoyed the Austin Powers review. Speaking of Mike Myers, have you ever seen the Pentaverate on Netflix? There's one episode that features, get this, a cameo from Shrek, also voiced by Myers.
I heard about it, and I can't say the title of that either.
Right.
It sure didn't look good, but and it didn't get good reviews. But maybe I should give it a chance. I don't have that much interest in it though.
Framizer, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Disney Plus film do you think will be better, Enchanted 2 or Hocus Pocus 2?
I
Have we
forgot they're
seen
doing.
anything from Enchanted 2 yet?
Yeah, I don't think so. Uh,
I'm leaning more towards Hocus Pocus 2 because the first one is just so like campy and corny, and it looks like they're gonna lean into that for the second one. And then also we've seen a trailer for it, so like I don't know, it's more fresh in my mind.
if I had to guess, I would say that because I think they'll either find they'll either write like a new story and won't do kind of those traditional 90s cliches again, but if they do say, I think it'd be like Space Jam 2, where even if they do like modern day cliches, that could kind of work in its favor too, because the original had so many 90s cliches and this will have so many 2020 cliches. So it's, one of those situations where it's like it's kind of hard to muck it up, but Disney's done it before, so we'll see.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. If one of the main characters from Doom Patrol were to leave the show, who would you be okay with leaving and who would you keep the most?
uh
We can get rid of Dorothy, that's fine.
I I mean, didn't they?
Without spoilers, I suppose, but yeah, the main cast, though, I guess.
I had no idea the Dorothy hate that was out there, man. I was just like,
She's
wow,
not
like,
that bad.
No, I mean, it's like I didn't love the character or anything, but I didn't know it was like woof, like the hate she got. Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to go through all of them. I don't want any of them to leave. Well, and again, there's another one that kind of left, but he was kind of interesting too. Timothy Dalton's character. But I don't know. I don't want any of them to leave.
Now is the midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Have you ever considered reviewing any of the other Men in Black movies? Obviously, 4 is the worst, but after your Great Addams Family videos, I would love to see you tackle 1 and 3.
Maybe. I never did see 4. And 3 is pretty good, even though it's a little awkward, and 1 is great. I don't know. I'd have to think about how to do it because, like, I did review the second one already. I can't see myself doing like a Men in Black month. I don't think it's enough movies now. So I don't know. We'll see.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello there, you visually superlative people. So happy you covered Austin Powers finally. I agree they are good, but a relic of an older time.
Yeah, which ironically is mocking a relic of an older time. Thank you so much.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, I've noticed in the past on one of your top 11 videos, you threw shade at Saving Private Ryan. Do you have anything against that film?
When I first saw it, I loved it, but I was also like a teen. I was like the perfect age to see it and be like, wow, war, man, war, all the pain and the dramatic music and stuff. And now that I've seen other war films, it's like the action is really impressive. Like, man, it really feels like you're there. But when the really movie-ish Spielbergian elements drop in, I don't think it holds up that great. But I don't know. There's still something like 5 or 6 really good moments in it that I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to forget this. But everything else it's another one of those instances where I'm like, man, I wish Spielberg would kind of step out of the way of his own corniness sometimes. Or embrace it like what he did with West Side Story. I feel like it's one of those things now where it's like, I wish that movie did better because fuck, he should have been directing musicals for years. Like, that is where he belongs.
Yeah.
So bottom line, if Saving Private Ryan was a musical, it'd be perfect.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you ever review Sausage Party?
I get that request a lot. I mean, I like it. I thought it was funny. I could probably only talk about it for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, because I don't think I could bring anything that new to it. I really do appreciate it's one of the few, honestly, top of my head, the only religious movie that's an atheist movie. It's about atheism, and it does it in a way like most good religious movies should do. Like, hey, here's the pros of this, here's the pros of this mindset, and it's okay, and it's positive, and and that there's a nice way of looking at this, and I dig that, even though it's a silly movie like Sausage Party with all these insulting jokes and everything. But I don't think I could get too much else out of it. I don't know. I don't think I'm the guy to talk about it.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. My cats love having their bellies scratched too. Are you more of a cat person as opposed to a dog person?
I love owning cats. I love visiting dogs, if that makes sense. I
Yes.
love, Rob has a dog, and I love whenever I go over there. It's like the first thing I do is, oh, hello, Ellie, and I love petting her head and rubbing her belly and stuff like that. And she loves all the attention and stuff like that. I love playing with a big dog. Sadly they don't have a big backyard, so I can't do that. But yeah, people that do, I love going outside, throwing something, playing fetch, and all that stuff. But when I come home, it's like, yeah, no, cats better. I don't have to do as much. They're self-cleaning and all that stuff. So that's pretty nice.
Favre Films, thank you for the 32-month subscription. Welcome back.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Now is the midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Also, after your Austin Powers review, I was wondering if you'd ever review any of the Bond movies. Maybe GoldenEye, because you've said that had a big impact on you, or Casino Royale, given your new thoughts on Craig.
Yeah, it's another one where it's like Transformers. I like Bond. I don't love it. And I know people that want to hear a review on those movies should talk to someone who loves it. Again, Brad Jones does a lot of those movies. I think maybe he's doing them in order, or maybe not. I'm not sure, but he talks about them, and he's a diehard James Bond fan. So yeah, just watch those. I think those are. They have much more detail and love for him than I ever could, and I like them. But yeah, I don't have the love for him that a lot of diehard fans do.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. The funny thing, Doug, I rewatched the Austin Powers movies, just the first two, and my god, these jokes still hold up. I still crack up when the Irish hitman talks about his Lucky Charms, and he's not in on the joke.
Yeah, no, I like that. They are after me, Lucky Charms. I love it when what's her name, not Frau Blucher, I can't remember her name, but when I mean, they could just stop at him not getting the joke, but then when she tries to explain it, she acts out the commercial and everything. I love it. Yeah, no, there's in all of them. I wanted to say there's plenty of stuff that works, and I still stand by. They're fine comedies. Like, oh, these are decent way to waste an hour and a half, something like that. But yeah, for it to be a die-hard fan, I mean, for a while people were saying like these are the greatest comedies ever, and that was a little weird. That was a little odd when they were doing that.
Stillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite film that came out during what you called the dark age of summer movies, 1996 through 2001?
Man, I'd have to look at like a list. Yeah, I mean, God, there's so many. I guess I'll go with 1996 because they usually had. Oh no, there's a lot of shit that came out. God damn. I'm just looking like, oh. I mean, just at the list. Jesus, there are so many bad films. Just at the list I'm looking at. Ironically, I'll say Matilda. Like I said, it really grew on me. I used to really hate it. Now I really like. Oh, Cable Guy came out that year too. I'll say Cable Guy as well. I really like that one.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who would you say is the nicest celebrity that you've ever gotten to meet?
Oh man,
Everyone's so nice.
I'm really not kidding. There's so many.
Honestly.
I could probably count on one hand, and not even the whole hand, how many kind of pain in the ass celebrities there were. Dante Bosco is amazing. Corey Taylor is amazing. Don Bluth was phenomenally nice. Philo Barnhart, we just had him in. He was super, super sweet. Yeah, man, I could just keep going. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like the pictures we have on the wall and stuff. Yeah. I mean, like I said, they're all super, super sweet.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Imagine if George Lucas made another holiday special, not with a family of Wookiees, but with a family of Jar Jars, and the whole thing is fart and poop jokes, with 10-minute documentaries about how they came up with those jokes.
I mean, we kind of did that in when we did a review of The Force Awakens. So we did it already, kind of, sort of.
89 Sigma, thank you for the 50 bits. I have a question. Do you plan to review Whiplash?
I've never seen it. From what I hear, it's pretty good, and I don't know if I could add a lot to it. But then again, if I haven't seen it, I don't know that. So I should probably check it out. I hear it's really great.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you a fan of the series Twin Peaks? It's a fantastically trippy series.
I started it, and somewhere around the 10th crying scene, I said, "Okay, I can't do this."
All
It's
right.
like I'm one of the few people where I was like, "Oh, I thought this would be weirder," and I'm sure it gets weirder. Don't get me wrong, and it's so strange in there. And I know like the crying scenes are part of the fun, but somewhere after like I said, the 10th person crying, the piano music going again, I'm just like, I don't know if this is for me. Maybe one day, like when I'm retired, I have a lot more time, I'll sit down and watch the whole thing. But yeah, I acknowledge it was good. It was just a little much for me.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, remember last week I mentioned the Amphibia Season 2 finale, True Colors, got delayed? I didn't say the worst part. The episode got leaked on iTunes, being spoiled
Huh.
for many. So the cast made videos asking for them to wait in character voices.
Oh, that's nice. um, yeah, I'm one of those people too, where even if something's spoiled, it really doesn't spoil it for me. It's very rare that like if I know it, I'm like, oh my god, that ruins the movie. Because to me, I mean, a movie, a show, anything like that is so much more an experience that even if you're told what happens, it's like, but experiencing it is so different. I guess I have enough of imagination where I can sort of like forget that I know that, you know what I mean? Just pretend like I didn't know that and watch it like I'm seeing it for the first time without knowing the information. So that's why I'm one of those people where I'm not like, no, no spoilers, no spoilers. I would prefer it, but it doesn't ruin it for me. Like I said, I definitely prefer not to know. But if somebody tells me, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I'm so angry, kind of thing.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I love Kamala's character from Miss Marvel. The finale was so much fun. I'm not a fan of Captain Marvel, but I'm excited about the sequel because Kamala will be in it.
Yeah. All right. Again, I can't say anything because of a spoiler, but
Thank you.
but
I mean, we know she's gonna be in the Marvels.
yeah. But the way they handle, there's a couple after credit. I think there's a couple after credit sequences. Yeah. In Miss Marvel, and the way they handled one of them, I was like, okay, that was okay. That was fine. Like it gives me hope, if that for anyone that's seen it.
Now is the midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Follow up to my previous question. Would you ever review the 60s Casino Royale? That movie is insane. It has 5 different directors, 10 different writers, and over 50 different James Bonds. Really?
Yeah. Oh no. That's why when they said they were gonna do an actual dramatic Casino Royale, I kind of laughed. I was like, oh, that just totally makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I saw a long time ago. I remember being fun, but yeah, I don't know how many people would click on it. I don't know if I'm the right person to talk about. Again, I feel like that's more of a Brad Jones department. I feel like he probably loves that movie, if I had to guess.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Which horror film do you prefer, Hereditary or Midsummer?
Oh, Hereditary, by far. Midsummer, I don't know, it wasn't bad, but man, could you just exactly what you think is going to happen happens, and it takes forever to do what you think is going to happen. But it's still, like disturbing, and the characters are interesting. It looks beautiful and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Hereditary, I thought just did everything it was supposed to do in an effective way, a disturbing as hell way, and I did not know where it was going, and that was part of the fun of it too. It's just like, man, I have no idea what the hell the next scene is going to be.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's Nostalgia Critic review?
Oh, I think, that would make us morbid us. We'd be so morbid us. Us. I mean, that just wouldn't be good. So,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm. I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of Bob's Burgers, have you seen the movie? And if so, thoughts?
Yeah, it's okay. I actually did see it on the big screen. I thought it was important to see it on big screen, see if that changed anything. It was a little neat. It kind of took me back to in the 80s, seeing an animated musical that wasn't Disney and with a different animation style. So that kind of took me back, which was cool. I thought it was kind of underwhelming. Still funny. I still love these characters. I mean, I can't dislike it, but yeah, for a movie, I really thought, man, even the Simpsons movie, for its fault, was a movie, and I wanted that out of Bob's Burgers, and but it wasn't bad. It's if you're a Bob's Burgers fan, see it. You'll enjoy it. Chaplin wants out. I'm just gonna let him out. You can ask the
All right.
next question.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Batman fights Gore the God Butcher. Oh no, I spoiled the movie! Gosh darn it!
Sorry,
How dare.
I'm still here.
You're good.
He does that thing all cats do, where when you open the door, he'll go halfway and look at you like, "Well, you know what to do." It's like, no, I don't. Yeah, kick you. That's what I did. Gore versus Batman.
Yeah, they spoiled the movie. How dare they?
Yeah, and even bigger twist, they're both the same person.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Question, have any of you seen that new zombie movie trailer? It have a couple of monsters in it, and to those who don't know, Rob Zombie have made a monster movie. In my opinion, looking like an Asylum movie of all things.
Yeah, but I think that's intentional. Honestly, if he went to Asylum to make it, I would kind of give him even more credit.
Yeah.
Because I think it's supposed to look a little cheap. The fact that it's PG is like the most heartwarming thing to me.
Really?
That Rob Zombie made a PG Monsters movie. I mean, that just seeing that rating weirdly made me go, "Oh my God, this might be really good." Because I feel like, how can you have to understand the monsters if you're Rob Zombie and you made a PG movie out of it. In terms of the zombie, I mean, there's a million zombie movies, so I'm not sure.
I think they were just trying to be clever and ask
Rob
about the.
Zombie.
Well,
Gotcha,
yeah, they were just trying to ask cleverly about the Monsters trailer.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm an Addams Family guy myself. I never got into the Munsters, but after seeing that trailer and the rating, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of looking forward to this. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. The trailer was a little weird for me, but we'll
that
see.
Feels right.
I don't know if it does,
Rob Zombie
though.
directing the Munsters, that feels right to me. I don't know. Even if it's just a long sitcom episode, I would kind of say, okay, all right, I hear you.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the Bob's Burgers character, regular-sized Ruby, or Ruddy, Louisa's friend who looks eerily similar to Bobby Hill?
Yeah, he really does, doesn't he? I kind of forget what his character is because every time I see him, I always think of Bobby Hill. So yeah, I can't remember. I know he's in quite a few episodes, but in terms of like, what's his character like? I'm kind of forgetting. I think because I'm always distracted by that. It's kind of weird, but yeah, at the top of my head, I can't remember what he's really like. Odd, I'm assuming, because everybody's odd in that show.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. It's kind of annoying to me when people say Doctor Strange is an Iron Man clone. It's like saying Miss Marvel is ripping off Spider-Man because she's coming of age story. You can't blame the MCU for what's been established in comics, and there's only so many original takes a hero's origin story you can tell. Yeah, I've actually never heard anyone say that Doctor Strange is an Iron Man clone. No.
Oh, I have. I definitely have.
Huh.
But so what? Hey, Batman wears a cape like Superman. Oh my God, ripoff. Like, now who gives a shit?
Right.
If you can really do something different with it and the character is different enough and, the attitude is different enough, which, I mean, Doctor Strange is very different from Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, I think it works. And I don't know, when they meet up in Infinity War and they start arguing and everything, it's now like, oh, there's two Iron Mans. It's like, no, these are two very different characters. There are similarities, but they're still very, very different. So it never bothered me either. I know what people are talking about, but it never bothered me.
Now is the midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. With Futurama coming back, have you ever thought about doing a retrospective or top 11 episodes?
Man, that's another rough one because I did see them all. I did sit down and watch them all, and I really liked them. But the later seasons, especially, I don't know if I remember them enough where I'd be like, oh yeah, like I guess I could look at like other people's top 10s and stuff until I get reminders. But I don't know. I feel like I'm a fan of it, but not so diehard a fan. I could do that like really appropriately. So probably not. But I do really like the show, and it'll be interesting to see it come back.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the Bob's Burgers musical spinoff Central Park?
I never saw it. I hear it's good. What's it on? Is it on Peacock? Is that what it's on? Or Apple TV? Yeah, I hear it's really good, but I never got a chance to see it. I don't know. If I ever do, I'll let you know.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. Going off of today's review, which is your favorite of the Austin Powers movies?
Probably the first one. It's short, it's simple, it's funny. Watching it again, especially Dr. Evil, I feel like is the funniest in that one too, because it's such a great contrast to Austin Powers, who's big and flamboyant, and yeah, baby, yeah, we're smiling and everything. Just Dr. Evil's very quiet in the way he says everything. Where in the sequels, I think maybe Dr. Evil got a little too big and too silly, and hey, let's do some improv, let's do some more silly faces. Where I like him more just when he's like trying to be serious. I think that's the funniest stuff.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. How are you guys doing? I'm on vacation this week up here in Massachusetts visiting my family from my mom's side. Having a blast here. I'll be back in LA next week, though.
Oh, cool. Well, have a great trip.
Disney thank you for the 100 bits. No question. I just love your stuff.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hello. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I hate to say it, but the one character in Bob's Burgers I legit can't stand is Hugo. I know he's meant to be a villain, but I don't think he's that funny or even enjoyable to hate. He just drives me up a wall. Who would you say is your least favorite character?
I'm trying to remember which one is Hugo. Oh, yeah. I kind of agree. Characters like that just get on my nerves. And now it doesn't matter because he's not on the show anymore. But the guy that owns the restaurant across the street, was it Jimmy Pesto, whatever? He was pretty annoying. Yeah, apparently I don't have to worry about him anymore because the voice actor, I guess, was at the Capitol Hill riot. So, oops.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your favorite joke from Monty Python and the Holy Grail? For me, it's the giant beast being defeated by the animator dying from a heart attack.
That's pretty good. I'm trying to think. I mean, the really long running joke that ends the movie is pretty good. I do actually kind of like the first one. Just like the movie is trying to get going. They're trying to get the story going. And they're just talking about, where'd you get the coconut? Oh, we found him. What? In England? And the swallow carries. I don't carry. It's like, how would a swallow carry and like they just can't get the movie going because they're focusing on this stupid dumb shit. So I like that. And then I also like the mission being interrupted. Let's go to Camelot. They never even say why. They're just going to Camelot. And then when they're there, they're like, this place sucks. They turn around. I like stuff like that. Just very anticlimactic stuff.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you guys watched those Hot Ones videos where celebrities get interviewed while eating different levels of spicy wings? Would you guys ever try that?
No, and I should watch them. I see them recommended all the time.
Really?
They're
so
reason.
Great.
I don't know why I never watched them.
They're great.
It's actually really weird that I never watched because they have a lot of celebrities I like on there. It's a cool idea. I don't know why I never clicked on it.
And Sean Evans is a fantastic interviewer. Like, in and of himself, even without the hot wings, he's just a really great interviewer. He asks wonderful questions and does a great job of making the celebrities feel at ease. So
while eating the hottest stuff they can.
Yeah.
No, I really should. Hot stuff now I don't think I can do. I think the last major one I did was probably that really was it the one chip challenge?
Yeah.
We did that. And it's not while I'm eating it. That's not the issue. It really is later because I used to be able to handle hot stuff really easily. I could handle spicy food and everything. When I was younger, I couldn't. But then my wife introduced me to Indian food, and boom, I became a spicy fan like immediately. So I would have spicy food all the time. But then, yeah, around 39, 40, it just stays with you the rest of the day. It's just like, oh man, my stomach feels weird. You ever drink like soda too fast and get that bad feeling in your stomach? It's like that. It just doesn't feel good. So now it's just like, it's not worth it.
Aries Force 1, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, have you checked out Last Night in Soho yet? If you haven't, it's on HBO Max. Would love to hear your thoughts, especially given it's Edgar Wright's most divisive movie. I personally loved it. It was my favorite movie of last year.
I doubt it's more divisive than Scott Pilgrim because I know people love or hate that movie. I know I haven't seen it yet. I have it saved on the list, on the little HBO Max list there, because I do want to see it. It does sound interesting. Even if it's just like an okay movie, I think even his okay movies are probably 10 times better than some other directors' like best work. You know what I mean?
M Tappet, thank you for the 50 bits. Appreciate that. No message, just bits.
Thank you.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, your reviews on Kick-Assia, Suburban Nights, and To Boldly Flee, are they your actual thoughts on those movies?
Well, thoughts change over time. I can't remember what I said in the review. I just like doing those to show, like, look, we're all just, this is all poking fun and having fun talking about art and stuff like that. None of it should be taken too seriously. That's why I always think a good critic should incorporate some form of humor in there. It's to show, it's like, hey, art is important and wonderful, we can talk about, but at the end of the day, it's people sitting down talking about, you know, a movie or a game or whatever. Just it isn't your life. Don't let it ruin your week. You know what I mean? So I like always doing that stuff, and then I like always saying that, like, you know, somebody's saying, what makes you an expert on bad movies? It's like, because I made bad movies, god damn it, so I can say this shit. That's always what I feel like whenever I'm like making fun of a film. It's like, well, what makes him so special? It's like, because I've made bad movies. I can say this.
Now is the midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Since it's been nearly a decade now since your vlogs, and with the newly announced animated Avatar, have you ever thought about revisiting Korra?
Maybe like a top 11 list or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Would people be interested? Like, I'm not sure. I kind of feel like, I was gonna say the Avatar craze is kind of like come and gone. I mean, but it'll always be around. It's too good a show just to totally disappear. But
Yeah.
I'm sure once the whatever the Netflix show gets going, maybe I'll do it around then. Yeah, because I did do a top 11 Avatar episode. Maybe we'll get Dante back. I don't know.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I highly recommend watching Making Fiends on YouTube. Aside from it making a good freak show cinema, its tone, atmosphere, and characters might be right up your alley.
I'll try my best. I have it on the list to check it out. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you're not a fan of gross out / toilet humor, but what shows or media actually implement them well? For me, it's gotta be Captain Underpants books. They're clever about it, at least.
You know, I never read the. This sounds funny. I never read the Captain Underpants books.
They're charming. They're good.
But I saw the movie. I thought the movie was very cute, very funny, very clever. Honestly, same thing. They incorporated it well. I still stand by the toilet scene in Dumb and Dumber with Jeff Bridges, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, and that's as basic, literal toilet humor. The toilet is just a guy in the toilet. But the pain he has on his face and the explosion it's happening. It's getting me going right now. No, because I always say, no, there's a right way to do this. I always feel like movies or shows that can incorporate more misery into it, more pain. That's what really makes it funny. And one of the reasons that scene is so funny is because you can tell it's relief, but he's going through a literal shit ton of pain at the same time. So yeah, no, it's definitely not something I totally write off.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Looking at your shirt, I have to ask Doug, when will you make a Clint Eastwood review? And to those who don't know, Clint Eastwood was also the name of the first Gorillaz music video, you know, with zombie gorillas.
I thought that's what you were talking about at first. I was like, review the music video? What? Yeah, I guess I never done an Eastwood movie, unless Rango counts, which it doesn't. But yeah, no, I don't know what movie I would do. I don't know what I could get many laughs out of with an Eastwood film. You know, maybe Every Which Way But Loose, but yeah, no. I'll get back to you on that.
I am Chris. Thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, I've been debating whether or not to watch Moon Knight. What is your opinion on it?
Oh, I like it. I'm someone that really did not have any interest in it. That's another one where people were saying, oh, you should check it out. It's pretty good. And it pulled me in pretty fast. They had a very unique way of telling the story, and it was fun. It kind of kept you guessing a little bit. So yeah, I had a good time with it. I recommend it.
Same. Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. Any chance you'll cover a touchstone guilty pleasure for Disney-cember, Captain Ron?
Wait, did I see that one? Yeah, I did. I don't remember it that well. Maybe? Like I said, I just don't have that strong a memory of it, so that makes me think maybe it wasn't that great. But then again, I was kind of young when I saw it, so maybe as an adult I'll love it more. I don't know. I'll try to check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Which episode of Big Mouth would you call the worst? I know you've said the misses can be pretty painful for you.
Uh, that's another one where I can't think of like specific episodes. I remember the early ones were not that funny. I think I saw like two or three in a row, and once in a while I was laughing, but I'm like, there's more misses than hits. I'm not gonna watch it. But my wife kept watching it, and then I started tuning in a little bit more, like walking by. I'm like, okay, that was funny. All right, that's pretty good. And shit, let me sit down, and watch this.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, thanks for reviewing the Austin Powers movies. I was obsessed with it in high school, to the point where it kind of got me in trouble. Anyway, I feel once I got older, I gravitate more with Dr. Evil subplot and find it funnier than anything with the title character.
Yeah, I agree. Dr. Evil is always my favorite character. As soon as you cut to Carrie Fisher in the father-son, little meeting there, and they're trying to get through their problems, and he's just there in the outfit, in the James Bond supervillain outfit, but he's still talking, like every time he says something, like he wants to kill his son, he says, "This is what I'm talking about." The way he goes, "Oh, what?" Like he's legit acting like just a dumb father. It's pretty damn funny.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Doug, since you reviewed Hamilton as a part of Disneycember, does that mean that musical pro shots on Disney Plus, like Newsies or Aladdin, whenever that comes out, are on the table for Disneycembers?
I guess they did do a Newsies, didn't they?
They did. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
I might, because I didn't care for the movie, so it would kind of be fun to see. Because I feel like a stage musical would be a lot better.
It is.
That.
It is.
Yeah, maybe I'll write that down.
Yes, Newsies, let's go. LJ, thank you for the 100 bits. I've been rewatching Malcolm in the Middle, so I was wondering what your favorite moment is. Mine is the family reunion ending with a golf cart.
That's a really good scene. There's so many. The ones that pop in my head, the firework. I don't even have to say the rest of that. Everybody knows what that is. Is one of the best visual jokes they've ever had. And then I really like, there's one where Reese keeps taking all these drugs. It's one of these like experimental drug things where he lies about his age and keeps taking these drugs for money. And at some point he's backwards on a horse, talking on a phone, just drugged up out of his mind. And the horse starts riding off. And he's still on the phone going, "Hello, hello." So that's the first half of the joke. Then there's another half where Malcolm's in trouble. He's like, this guy's chasing him down. Long story, but this guy's chasing him down and he's stuck. And Malcolm just goes, "Lord, I've never prayed to you. I don't even think you exist. But if there is any chance you exist, I will take the tiniest, most pathetic, tiny little miracle that you have." And Reese comes in on the horse going, "Hello," and runs over the bully. That was so great. It was a great callback. There's so many great moments, though. Yeah, those are just the two that are coming to my mind.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Is there any underrated George Clooney movies that you enjoy? You should check out The Descendants. It's pretty good.
I couldn't get into that. It felt a little melodramatic to me. I thought it didn't feel very real, even though I know it was trying to be. I don't know. It didn't grab me. Probably my favorite was one he directed called Good Night and Good Luck. That's one of my favorite movies. So well done. It just introduced me to this like fascinating part of like, not just television history, but kind of history as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, really, really recommend that.
Tappet, thank you for the 50 bits. I remember several years ago for Disneycember, you reviewed the 2013 Mickey Mouse shorts. Now there are 4 specials using that style to tell short stories about the various seasons. The summer one just came out and is the funniest one so far. I hope you review these for Disneycember this year.
Maybe. I got quite a bit on my list, but again, I'm trying to catch up because I did fall behind. I'm toying with the idea of maybe doing like, because some of them I had like Doctor Strange on there and, some other movies that came out and Chip and Dale and everything. But I'm like, but I already talked about them on Untitled Review Show. So what I might do is I might go into spoilers on them. Maybe that'll be like the thing I switch up with and be like, yeah, if you want to know my original thoughts, no spoilers, watch Untitled Review Show.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen the newest trailer for Harley Quinn Season 3 that came out a few days ago? If so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, the trailers
Super
always
pumped.
look good.
Mm-hmm.
And the show's good too. So yeah, and it'll yeah, we can say because it's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. It'll be fun to see Harley and Ivy as like a couple, like
Mm-hmm.
relationships, like living together. And I mean, I guess they were kind of living together, but living together as a couple now.
Yeah.
Especially the idea of two villains living together as a couple, like that sounds pretty funny to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they do with that.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. The Bob's Burgers movie was just released on Hulu. Have you seen it yet? Or if not, do you think you'll check it out soon?
I did. I saw it for Disney December. I did see it on the big screen, and I went into more detail a little earlier, but I thought it was just okay. Like it is a perfect middle of the road okay movie. I didn't see anything that justified it as a movie, but at the same time, I love those characters, so I can't dislike it.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I don't know what you plan on watching next for Disney December after Amphibia, but may I suggest Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go? It not only bleeds nostalgia, but that's one of the most underrated cartoons ever. It's like Power Rangers meets Teen Titans.
You know, I don't know actually, because you're right. I'm getting to the end of Amphibia. I think that'd be the 2 or 3 shows I would have done. Yeah, I know I'm gonna do ones like I'll do Obi-Wan and stuff like that for Disney December, but yeah, I don't know if I'll pick. No, maybe I'll just take because I watch them in the morning. I work out and I watch TV shows then. So whatever I do, it might be a short show just to make sure I have time to review it.
Kenshin, thank you for the 28-month subscription. Welcome back. 28 months, one day we must meet. By the way, Heather, love your hair color. Do you have nails that match? Not today. I don't have my nails done this week. They're just plain.
Just take your lipstick and put it on there. You can do that. Just put in the nails.
I'm not gonna do that right now, Doug. Okay?
Well, fuck.
There. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which film had better effects, Roger Rabbit or The Mask? In my opinion, Roger's effects are more groundbreaking, but Mask's effects have held up better.
I actually think the opposite. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I think Rogers is more groundbreaking, and I do think they hold up better too when you consider that's all hand drawn, and it really looks like they're in that room with them. Where with The Mask, we've seen CG look convincing before. Like it's in the same room. There's always the uncanny valley and stuff, but I mean, for the most part, it looks like it's there. And in The Mask, even though I think the effects for the most part hold up fine, I really feel like with Roger Rabbit, on top of it being more difficult to do, I mean, you got to do that with hand drawn. I'm just so impressed how much it really, really looks like they're there. I guess when they showed the first test to producers, the animation test and everything, they had them going in different lighting and stuff like that. They said, "Oh, who'd you get for the guy in the rabbit suit?" And it took them a minute to realize that was hand drawn. Like they couldn't believe it. So I'd actually say, and I like the effects in The Mask, but I think Roger Rabbit is a lot better.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Alan Tudyk as the Joker? He's great. Love him. And everything he does.
I'm only
really? I mean, I think
Yeah.
Clayface may be the better, more standout character of
like
him
him a
for
lot
me in
more.
that series.
You know what it is? I don't know how to feel about him in that as a legit villain. I like him more as a funny villain in that show. And I know why they do it. I get why they do it, but I feel like I've seen that so much better in other incarnations that I'm just like, I'll just go full funny. Like you can still definitely get like commentary in there and stuff like that. But I mean, to me, he's much more entertaining when he's like legit funny. A lot of stuff in the show I'm the same way. When it's just legit funny, that's when I love it. The dramatic stuff is a little hit and miss, but the misses aren't that bad. It's not even really that bad. I just like the funny stuff more.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Who's your favorite Disney prince?
I'd have to look through them.
I mean, I don't know if Aladdin counts.
He made a wish. He becomes one at the end. Totally can. If all those are Disney princes, half those Disney princesses aren't really princesses anyway. Man, look at all these people that actually aren't princes. They got the dude from Mulan in there. Again, Mulan's a princess. John Smith ain't a prince. You fucking liar.
If only Aladdin had nipples, then he'd be perfect.
There is a charm to it. I want to hate Aladdin because he is such a Gen Xer, but there is something weirdly charming about him in that movie.
Yeah.
I might say Naveen. I actually really like Prince Naveen. I think he's pretty funny.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the darkest Disney villain death?
May-
Tarzan?
I was gonna say maybe Tarzan. If we're going by animated movies, if you want to go live action, I remember one in Dick Tracy where like they cover a guy in cement, throw him in a box, and drop him in the water and stuff. And I was just like, oh, as a kid, I was like, that is fucking horrifying. Because it's not like they fill the whole thing up with cement; they just cover him in it and then drop him in the box and everything. I was just like, oh my god, so does he drown? Is the box airtight? So is he gonna like suffocate in there? Is he gonna turn into a statue? Oh my god, this is just, it was the creepiest thing to me.
Now is the Midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. You've said before that you don't feel any of the Animal Farm movies really captured the novel. I agree. But why do you think it is? I mean, apart from the fact that the first one was funded by the CIA and the second was a made-for-TV movie with a happy ending, lol.
I didn't know that was funded by the CIA. That's fascinating. The TV movie was the closest because it got the look down and at times the attitude. I think it was just a rushed production though, because there's so many awkward little tidbits of editing and voice acting and camera shots and obvious pickup shots and weird effects and stuff that they just couldn't flesh out. And they give it a happy ending too. You know, I hate that both versions do that. I don't like that. Though it is hard to figure out how do you end that in a cinematic way, you know, because I mean, literally the last line in the book is just, I can't tell them apart. And it's like, well, how do you end that in a movie, you know, cinematically? So I don't know. Okay, because isn't Andy Serkis doing one, I think?
I'm not sure.
I'm curious about that, but I didn't care for his Jungle Book, so I don't know. But we'll see. I'm hopeful because there should be a really good adaptation of that.
Simone, thank you for the 90 bits. Hey, Doug, I was wondering if you've seen Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids yet.
No, it looked pretty cool though. I did look it up and I was like, shit. So yeah, at some point I'll check it out.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you do a nostalgic review of more British cartoons, please? Stressed Eric, Aardman cartoons, and Danger Mouse, all classics.
I grew up with Danger Mouse. The other ones I don't know.
Me neither.
I'll try to check them out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Only been here for a couple of minutes tonight. Next week when I'm home safe and sound, I'll be here for a whole stream. My question is, can we have a hint for next week's NC?
It would be.
We really can't give you more.
No more. No from us. No more from us.
You know, Doug said it's no more time. So like,
yeah, no more time.
What we're doing. I don't know.
That's
Talking
really
to Carl.
No, that was good. You should be proud of that. I don't give a shit. I don't care how much of a dad joke it is. It was a good dad joke.
Talking to Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I don't know if you guys have been watching reviews of Thor: Love and Thunder, but a lot of people have been giving the movie crap. I don't get why some people hate this movie so much.
It's the humor. Because I was very borderline on it. And honestly, I would love it fine if they just cut half the jokes out. But again, the audience I saw it with, they were laughing at all of them. They were having a good time. I can totally see like people.
It.
Yeah, Heather, like, I mean, it's not something where it's like, well, you have to have this kind of sophistication for it. It's like, no, it just, this is going to be some people's sense of humor or it's not. To me, it's the first time I really watched a Marvel film and I said, okay, can we please stop with the Marvel jokes? Like, to me, they're not needed anymore. That's the big thing for me, because these characters are just so well developed and so likable now. Like, I feel like they don't need to end a scene with a joke all the time. But some of the jokes were funny. I'm definitely not going to act like they don't all work.
Right. And we are behind, so I don't want to harp on this too much. But I do appreciate, though, that there are different kinds and styles of humor. Like, James Gunn humor is different than Taika Waititi's humor. So, like, it's not back in, like, phase 1 and 2 when everyone was just trying to do the Joss Whedon humor.
I was going to say, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I will say, I don't see maybe a hint of Joss Whedon in this one, but not much. You're right. It is very much like people have their very distinct style, but now that's becoming the new Marvel humor, you know what I mean? But no, that's a very good point.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard of the fan theory of Gaston being the actual hero trying to save Belle from becoming a furry? No! We don't shame furries here, okay?
Is that the twist? It's like Shrek, where when she kisses him, she turns into a beast.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Amphibia fun fact, the voice of Dr. Jan is voiced by Anik Nani Rose, who voiced Tiana in Disney's The Princess and the Frog. That seems too fitting.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. Okay, because there's some voice actors I was putting together, like, oh, I recognize that voice. I've heard that one. I didn't know that, but that's really cool.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, have you checked out Remember the Titans, The Kid, and Mr. Holland's Opus for Disneycember? I hope we at least cover 2 of them. I love all 3 films, but it can wait for the other one for next year. I'll wait.
No, not yet, man. Like I said, I'm still trying to catch up on quite a bit for Disneycember.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. For long, I hated Beauty and the Beast because my first introduction was 1997/98 cartoons, so my impression was just a librarian and animal arguing like a married old couple. Spoilers, what I don't get is why not make a plotline after when Prince turns human?
I agree.
True.
I think it'd be very interesting to see what they're like as humans, honestly. Or even
Right.
before, I think it'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Now this midwinter, thank you for the 50 bits. Idea for one of the commercial special segments, the Rowan Atkinson Barclay Jesus Christ, Heather. Barclay Card commercials. $1 million ads where he plays a spy who kept screwing up. Later, he gets adapted into a series. Academy winners like Ridley Scott and Alan Parker directed some of them.
No shit, huh? I've never even heard of it. Okay, try to check them out.
Sergeant Dog Dirt, thank you for the 100 bits. For Freak Show Cinema, have you thought about reviewing both Rollerball movies?
Oh, I was gonna say there's a Rollerball 2. It's like, oh no, there's just a remake. I remember like the original, but I don't think I've seen it since I was like 12 or 13. I hear the remake sucks. I'll try to watch them again. I can't guarantee a review, but I'll try to watch them again.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you guys know that it's Tom Kenny's birthday today? He's 60, yet still charismatic. Aw.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, between the movie Clue and Airplane, which did a better job with their comedic timing?
Oh man, they're both so different. I guess I'll say Airplane, but Clue's kind of a different animal. It weirdly is kind of different types of humor.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, took a drink. Big
Oh,
Jack
good.
Films, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, a little busy prepping for Anime North this weekend. I just watched your Austin Powers review, and for the first time, I'm going to be that fan. Ron mimics when you brought up Heather Graham. How dare you?
And you love Heather Graham. That's all good. She was really good in Boogie Nights.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. About Matrix Resurrections, that impressed me is that it doesn't show game developers working in suits, which I'm glad that happened because I've never seen a developer wear suits to work, me included.
I love like the first third of that movie, man. Like that first third is my favorite Matrix movie, honestly.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Excluding Joker, are there any Batman villains that were in a movie that you think shouldn't appear again because they were already done well? Like Bane, Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, etc.
No, I think you can do variations on all of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's no one perfect. I mean, Joker is the closest. And even then, there's like 3 or 4 perfect ones, you know? So even then, they're kind of proving me wrong. Yeah, no, I'm totally down for different interpretations. Like there's still enough creativity there.
Danny R, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen My Dinner with Andre? After watching an episode of Community that did an homage to it, I kind of want to see it.
Oh, and see, now I want to see that episode of Community. Yeah, I really liked it. When I put together what it was, I was like, oh, okay, well, all right. I guess I can get some. Again, I can do a workout this morning. I don't have to like sit down. It's not going to visually be that pleasing, but yeah, no, it is a very good film.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. My dad actually met Mike Myers in the early 90s. They were in San Francisco while Myers was filming So I Married an Axe Murderer. My dad said they took a picture together and he did bunny ears on Myers as a joke.
Oh, nice. I hear he's a really nice guy. Every time I see him in interviews and stuff, he seems really cool.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think with shows like Invincible and The Boys, some people might forget it's satire and take it as gospel? It's like the shows are saying, screw Superman, the world sucks, so be a jerk.
I mean, you can read that with anything. I mean, Christ, look at Star Wars. Look at how that just spiraled. But I still love Star Wars. Even like fans that misinterpret it or turn to something really mean or bad or something. That's not going to... Something is big enough. It's going to be bigger than the people that misinterpret it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, totally. But people definitely will.
Yeah, but That's possible with anything.
How many people looked up to the Joker after Dark Knight and it's like, oh no, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I get a little annoyed when people say that Disney is rushing Marvel to push out their films. I'm not going to pretend like Phase 4 is my favorite phase, but people suddenly forget that a pandemic screwed up the entire schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't think about them right. If anything, I think more the shows feel a little bit more right. No, but even then the shows are pretty good. Maybe I'm thinking of Star Wars. I'm confusing it for the Star Wars stuff. But I can't say I got that necessarily. I'd be lying if I said a part of me wasn't thinking like, it would be nice if they just sat maybe like another year on some of these movies, because I like a lot of them, but I feel like, oh man, we could get like a spectacular, like most of these films could be another No Way Home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I kind of know what people are talking about.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Follow-up question from earlier, which Doom Patrol would you want to keep the most on the show? Personally, I'd say Jane, though Cliff is a close second. I think it's Jane for me.
I think it'd have to be Jane, because literally there's tons of characters you can keep introducing. Like, if anything ever got boring with her, you just introduce another character. Everyone else, I mean, no matter how long you keep them, at some point you're going to get sick of them. Where with her, if you get sick of her, just make another Jane. I mean, there's literally tons of personalities she has. So yeah, it's kind of a perfect setup.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, will we ever get a Highlander review?
I got it on the list because I really love that movie. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but yeah, I really do want to talk about it.
Now is the midwinter, thank you for the 50 bits. All we know about Enchanted 2 is that it's gone through 3 months of reshoots, so that's positive. On the other hand, I've heard there was a scene where Mulan, yes really, sings her complaints about how every new princess having girl power makes her feel less special?
I'd have to see it
That
done.
sounds, yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I have to see how they do it. Especially Disney doing it. But then again, I think of like that Chip and Dale movie, and that was pretty clever. So, and maybe they're changing on that. Like maybe they'll do the self-satire stuff pretty good. And whenever you hear reshoots, it's like, yes, it can be alarming, but I mean, especially with Disney and major studios, reshoots are very, very common. I mean, just look at the making of Frozen, look at the making of like Emperor's New Groove, look at the making of Beauty and the Beast. Like they're about 1/3 through the movie and they just scrapped everything and started over. And that's like one of their best films. So that's not always a sign it's going to be bad. And it's actually a little bit more common than you would think.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. For whatever reason, I've been binging a lot of old Beavis and Butthead clips. Now, Doug and Heather, I want you guys to do the rest of the stream while impersonating them.
Okay. No. Totally done it. No, you gotta talk like this, Heather.
No.
Come to Doughead. No.
Now is the midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Maybe you could tackle all 3 OG Men in Black movies in one video, like Addams Family, skipping over most of 2 since you already reviewed that one.
Maybe, but it means I have to watch 4. Everyone says it's pretty lame.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which movie do you think Natalie Portman did a better job in, the first Thor or Love and Thunder? Personally, I think she was phoning it in big time in Love and Thunder, and clearly only came back for the paycheck. Nothing against Portman, but her heart clearly was never in these movies. I saw more effort from her in the freaking Star Wars prequels than in the Thor movies.
See, I think the opposite. I shouldn't say that. I think she was fine in the first one. The second one kind of felt like she was phoning it in a bit, but third one I thought she was fine.
I think she did great.
I was ready to, I don't want to say not like her, but nothing was saying, ooh, Natalie Portman's back, because she's not the worst, but she's not that interesting a character in the Thor movies. And I thought they did a pretty good job with her. Like I said, I mean, my issues was like everything with the humor and stuff. That was far more distracting than anything Portman was doing. But no, I actually latched onto it pretty fast.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. So far in the MCU, it's established there's multiple pantheons of religion / afterlives in the new Thor movie, Jesus. When a character passes away and goes to Valhalla, I think it's odd because the character comes across as an atheist since there's, I don't want to read the rest of that.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I feel like that's where you go, comic books.
Right.
Because there's so many, if you were to really look at like the ideologies and the realities and the parallel universes and stuff of the MCU, it makes no fucking sense but that's part of the fun. That's why we enjoy these, is that these things can just kind of exist. They put a little bit of logic, but not a ton. To me, that's where I do say that's the genre. You know what I mean? It's like in a Western, why do they stand so far away? And do draw, why are the angles always like that? Why are the stories always like, because that's the genre, it's enhancing what we enjoy about the style. So it doesn't bother me, but I know what you're talking about.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. I know many people who say that Freddy Krueger is their favorite Robert Englund character. My favorite Robert Englund character is Willie from V, due to the fact that I'm not a horror fan, and he's a funny actor shown in V. I even wrote a character for Robert Englund in my Western screenplay.
Cool.
Nice. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who would you say is the most wasted actor in the MCU? For me, it's definitely Ben Kingsley, even though Evan Peters comes to a close second.
Oh, Valkyrie. She was drinking every day. She was totally wasted. No. I'm trying to think.
Oh my god, I was drinking water and I wasn't ready for that. Okay.
I think I don't even remember the character's name, but Mickey Rourke. I was so excited to see him in Iron Man 2, because he was coming off of The Wrestler. I really like Mickey Rourke. I'm just like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what they do with it, and they just totally waste him. That really pissed me off. There's a few other villains I kind of feel like they could have had an opportunity with that too, and they kind of didn't do it well.
Danny R, thank you for the 50 bits. 50 bits. Which movie do you like better, The Rock or Face Off?
Face Off. Yeah. If for any reason, you can see the action a lot more in Face Off. I do like The Rock, though.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, this isn't so much a request as it is a reminder, since I know it's on your mind, for when you start playing a palate cleanser between Disney games. No disrespect to the other requests from others, but if you want a game that's the equivalent of Shawshank, that breaks barriers in terms of story, characters, and choice, making no other games comes close to Telltale's The Walking Dead.
All right, we'll keep it in mind, man.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, who would win in a fight between Scarlet Witch and Sephiroth? I think Scarlet Witch would. I love Sephiroth and his very long sword, but...
Am I right, boys? Come on.
Am I right, boys? But I think Scarlet Witch would win that fight.
And she can steal his song, too. Scarlet Witch!
Jet Ski, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, have you seen and would you ever do a review on the movie Mirror Mask?
I have seen it. I want to love it, but I don't. It's just a little too awkward. But I got mad respect for it. Maybe I'll do a freak show cinema on it. I don't think anyone would click on it, but it's interesting because I don't know how many things Neil Gaiman is directing. That just has his style all over it. I don't know. It's a good film for anyone to check out if you're a Neil Gaiman fan, because it's just neat to see, what would his directing of a totally original idea be like? And it's very interesting. I have a soft spot for it.
Simone likes Chris Evans. Thank you for that 5-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you have a favorite Quentin Tarantino villain? I know a lot of people go nuts for Hans from Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah. Let me think about the latest. I mean, does Samuel Jackson from Pulp Fiction count? I mean,
sure.
Kinda. I mean, he performs, but he's still a villain to start off. But it probably is Christoph Waltz. Yeah. It's just so well written and so well acted. But yeah, if Samuel Jackson counts, I do gravitate to his story a little bit more. I find myself quoting his lines a little bit more. I love when he says, "I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd." I love that line and the way he says it. So I guess I'll go with that, if that counts.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Taika Waititi as the character Korg in the Thor movies?
In Ragnarok, I thought it was fine. Again, I think he overstays his welcome in Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I like him. I think he plays well off of Valkyrie, which is kind of what his point was there. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So I finally saw Morbius yesterday. My only question is, what the fuck was that movie? Some of the effects look terrible and it's so needlessly dark during action scenes.
You know, I'm one of the few people, I thought it was okay. And I think a lot of it is because I do like monster movies. I like mad scientist movies, and that's kind of both. But it's not hard to see what's wrong with it. It's still very easy to make fun of and everything, but I don't know. I was expecting a lot worse. I really was ready to despise that movie, and I actually found myself having an okay time.
3M Onion, thank you for the 200 bits. Would you recommend James Rolfe review all animated-oriented horror shows for a future Monster Madness?
Animated, what were they again?
Animated-oriented horror shows for a future Monster Madness.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, it'd be neat if he has the time to do it. Yeah, I find with a lot of that stuff, it's kind of the same thing with me and Disney Decembers and stuff. A lot of it is just what do you have a passion to talk about too? Because if you're not really into it, then it's just like, man, you can kind of tell. So, yeah, I think whatever he has an interest in talking about.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. In all honesty, do you think the 90s X-Men cartoon would have been as loved without the iconic theme song? Yeah, it's still a good series.
Oh yeah. Well, hell, look in Japan. I mean, they got that awesome anime intro. It doesn't have the theme song. The intro is amazing, but it has a typical anime song that goes over it, singing Japanese and stuff like that, and it's like still looks amazing to me. So yeah, I mean, good writing and animation is good writing and animation.
Now is the Midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. You've talked about not really liking the first Mission Impossible movie, but never gone into detail. Why? Would you ever consider making an overview of the franchise and why you felt it improved like some of your other editorials?
Maybe. Because I've actually missed quite a few. I haven't seen the Brad Bird ones. I don't even know if he did one or two of them. And I hear those are some of the best. Yeah, I should. That would be interesting to talk about. The plot's hard to follow, and if you know the show, some of the things they do will really rub you the wrong way. And I did grow up with the show, so some of the choices made, I'm kind of like, oh fuck you, buddy, kind of thing. But it's got some great stuff in it too. I'm not gonna bad talk it too much.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. Can I just say how validating it is to hear you don't care about spoilers? When I tell people I don't care about spoilers, they look at me like I'm some kind of freak.
You can just tell them they have no imagination to, separate yourself from what's coming, I don't know. When I was a little kid, I could do that really easily. Like when you're playing pretender, so you just pretend to be someone that knows XYZ and you just get in that mindset and it's fun. I can just do that with a movie or a story too. And sometimes knowing what's coming is even more heartbreaking. I went in to watch, speaking of Valkyrie, I saw Wagner's Valkyrie, knowing exactly what was going to happen. It was even more heartbreaking seeing these people confessing their love and knowing, like half of them are going to be dead. That's really, really sad.
Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. Have we talked about the Rob Zombie Monsters trailer that dropped? Looks like a porn parody more than an actual movie. Not sure what that $40 million budget went because the audio and the dialogue sound terrible and writing isn't funny. Looks like it was shot on an iPhone 13.
Okay, there must be a new one that dropped because I only saw the teaser. This must be a new
one.
Oh,
you didn't see the new one from today?
No.
Oh, then maybe your opinion's gonna change.
Okay. Oh no. Because when you were saying that, Heather, I'm like, well, she doesn't have a ton to go off of. It's only like
Oh no, there was a new trailer today, Doug.
Oh no.
There was a new trailer today.
Isn't it?
It's not very good. I can't believe the thing that got me about it, like Mumra said, is that some of the audio is awful. I don't understand what's happening. It's
I'm not gonna watch it now. I'm just gonna have it.
Oh my gosh, Doug! It's
to go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Maybe if we get through the bit messages, we can watch it. KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. A movie I think you would enjoy tearing apart is the Beverly Hillbillies movie adaptation with the late Jim Varney. Also has Rob Schneider and Leah Thompson as villains trying to steal their money.
I saw it as a kid. I liked it fine as a kid. I haven't seen it since. I'm sure it's what it's kind of meant to be. I'm sure it's just meant to be a kid's movie, but I don't remember it being awful. Like, I remember people really ripping it apart. I think because it was the same director of Wayne's World and they were expecting something of the same quality, or Addams Family and Brady Bunch. So I don't know. Maybe I will, for anything else, just to relive some old nostalgia. Because like I said, I literally saw it when I was like, I don't know, 9 or something like that. But yeah, I should watch it again.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Honestly, I like the Bob's Burgers movie. It was more of a small story. It totally fits with the show. Also, the songs are incredibly catchy.
They are, but they're not really big musical numbers for a film. I feel like there's bigger musical numbers in the show. You know what I mean? Like the Carney song. Like, yeah, they're dancing, but nothing else is happening. We're in the show. I remember them like riding unicorns through half of the songs and stuff like that. I don't know. It's not bad, but I still felt pretty underwhelmed by it. I mean, if you like it though, again, I can see why it's still Bob's Burgers. I mean, those characters are still just so endearing.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Amphibia fun fact, Captain Grime is voiced by Troy Baker, who voiced Joel in The Last of Us and Batman vs. TMNT, and he also voiced the Joker.
That's cool.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Okay, I'll ask this one, and my next one will be my last one for tonight. So after NC next week review, will you please review A League of Their Own? Pretty please. It's like my all-time favorite sports films. It's turning 30, Doug.
Oh, it is turning 30. Okay. Well, it's funny because I'm doing another film that's turning 10 this year. And man, can I add anything to League of Their Own? I do love it. It's a great movie. I'm trying to think if there's any like interesting point of view I can give it that like everyone else hasn't given it though. I don't know. We'll see. If I think of something different I can do with it, maybe. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna be saying what everyone else says.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. What you did with the Austin Power movies, would you consider doing the same thing with the original Star Wars trilogy? Just your quick thoughts on the impact they had?
I did with Disney December. I think that's pretty good. That kind of gives my thoughts, and again, just sort of growing up with it and everything. And again, there's just so many Star Wars videos out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna add anything that interesting in an NC review, so probably not.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. I actually wanted The Legend to be a parody of that lucky no-talent hack Kevin Feige, who wasn't the first to make a cinematic universe, Kevin Smith.
The Legend?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's some funny idea you might use. Have Malcolm between you and Tamara where he say, I'm in the middle, a pun on Malcolm in the Middle, and in case of a Rob Zombie review, have Rob dress up as Zombie who just walk around the studio after brains. Use them if you will.
All right, the Rob Zombie one I haven't thought of. Malcolm in the Middle, we like anytime he's in the middle of anyone, he makes that joke. Right. We don't even have to make it. So yeah, I mean, it's already been done to death. If anything, just for us, I don't think we want to hear that again.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you guys have a movie that you know is bad, but you can't help but find hypnotically entertaining? For me, it's Grease 2. I can't explain why, but there's just something I find hypnotically entertaining, especially in the music.
I'm sure there is. Like every once in a while, I'll think of a movie where I'm just like, man, I am fascinated by how bad this is. Why do I love watching this, even though it's so bad? I saw one that I grew up with. I haven't seen it again since I was like maybe 5. And it's bad, but it's intriguing. It's called The No-Mobile. It's a Disney film. And it's not on Disney Plus. You have to find it on Amazon. And it is just so bizarre. Like the whole last I don't know, maybe I'll do a Disney December on it, but like the whole like last climax of this movie, you can tell it's just a writer like working out some sort of weird sexual fantasy. It's literally a dude who's dropped in water and like soap and suds up and everything like that, and women are chasing him. That's like the entire climax. It's weird. It's all really fucking weird.
All right. We're gonna have to pick up the pace. We're still 45 minutes behind.
Gotcha. Okay.
Iris has pie. Thank you for gifting that sub to Danny R. Appreciate that. Thank you. WWE. Thank you for the 50 bits. Hey Doug, will you do more episodes like last week's episode with the color commentary from what was the animator that was eating Tamara and Malcolm?
Oh, maybe. I mean, he also worked on Little Mermaid, so we were saying maybe we'll bring him back for that.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you plan on reviewing the rest of the Rugrats movies, including Wild Thornberrys?
Maybe. I haven't seen them, so I guess I'd have to watch them first.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. My brother and I got finished with Cuphead the Delicious last course, so shot in the dark question here, but you guys have any ideas for any hypothetical Cuphead bosses?
Have they done one that's literally just like a live action hand, like a rotoscope hand? That might be kind of fun.
That would be fun. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who is your favorite Monty Python member? For me, it's always been Graham Chapman. The fact that he's able to make you feel sorry for him as King Arthur and Brian, yet still make me laugh at them for how pathetic they are is honestly great. Also, Biggest Dickus might be my favorite Monty Python character ever. May he rest in peace.
It used to be John Cleese, and I still think he's great. But Eric Idle and just the way he'll just always kind of stay chipper, even when like the most horrible things are happening. I think he's grown on me a lot more.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I understand why you didn't care for the second female lead, but there's one thing she did that always stuck out I love. When her and Austin was in the tent and the guards watches her pulling things out of his ass.
Yeah, that's some good shadow play, I guess.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. What if someone made a legitimately scary horror movie that ended with one of those annoying fucking dance parties that every animated movie has?
Maybe that Winnie the Pooh movie will, man, that horror film.
Yep, great. DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. So I just checked the NC episode count. Episode 600 is coming up pretty soon. Any big plans for Nostalgia Critic number 600?
Hell yeah. I don't know what it is yet, but hell yeah, whatever it is, it was intentional.
LePew, thank you for the 50 bits. How is Mr. Uncle Yo?
Oh, I haven't talked to him in a while. I did talk to him a little bit through like the pandemic and stuff like that, but we text every once in a while. He's good.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for that 16-month subscription. Welcome back, appreciate it. Evening, Doug and Heather. Hope y'all are having a good night. Thank you.
You too.
You too. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. If they did a mechanical zoo, as in a zoo with robot animals a la Wild Force Zords, would you go there knowing they are machines and not real? Yeah.
If they look realistic, like I couldn't tell, hell yeah, I'd love to study. I mean, I fucking go to Disney World. I know those are all machines.
Yeah,
I love looking at them.
Like, some zoos already have that. Like, the zoo by me does a dinosaur exhibit every now and then with those, you know?
Yeah. Wait, they're not real dinosaurs?
No, Doug, I'm sorry. Now this is the midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Freak show cinema idea. How to get ahead in advertising. 80s British movie where Richard E. Grant plays an ad exec who decides to stop exploiting people. Then he develops a boil which grows into a second head that tries to murder him so it can make even more exploitative ads. It's a lot. Gooey, funny, dark as hell.
Never even heard of it. Okay. Try to check it out.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. Since this will be my last bits for the day, I will have to address these mobs of dumbasses entering the theaters causing trouble. Nothing wrong with enjoying the movie and having fun. Don't aggravate others by being loud and throwing bananas at the screen.
I'm assuming they're talking about the Minions.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's another reason I didn't want to see Minions.
You didn't want to have a whole theater full of gentle minions?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I only heard about that afterwards, so I'm just like, I guess I have no opinion on it. I don't know. I go to room screenings where they do that anyway, so.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. What's a movie you either loved as a child and now you hate as an adult, or a movie you hate as a child that now you love as an adult?
I guess I was a teen, but I guess it kind of counts. I hated Matilda as a teen. Watching it later, though, I'm like, okay, I really love this movie. This is really, really good.
Edgy High School Heather hated Spider-Man, the first Raimi Spider-Man, because I was like, ugh, it's like nothing like the Spider-Man comics, and if you guys read comics like you tortured me about doing forever, you would know that, and it sucks because it's popular. And then I was like, oh, Heather, you dumbass, this isn't that bad of a movie.
You wore that lipstick, except it was like 10 shades darker, wasn't it?
Yes. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Of the two 2021 DC movies that made up for how butchered they originally were, which film do you like more? Zack Snyder's Justice League or The Suicide Squad? I liked The Suicide Squad more personally.
So The Suicide Squad is better put together. Like, it's a better film overall. Something about Justice League just... I like that style of filmmaking that kind of really takes its time and let the ambiance like really, really set. Even for 4 fucking hours, you know. So I guess that's my answer.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I honestly thought that the Newsies stage musical was better than the movie. Never been a fan of the film. It is, I know. But hey, speaking of movies that you know are bad, but are just fascinatingly, you love it, that's Newsies for me. I love
I
Newsies.
can see that.
I know it's bad. I know it's bad. Christian
Yeah,
Bale can't sing, but God bless it, he tries. They left bloopers in there. Obvious bloopers.
You know, yeah, I think a bad movie you watch over and over still has to have some passion to it. And there's clearly passion to that movie and a lot of skill.
Yeah. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. So here's the best poop joke I can think of. Off camera, someone's laying in the biggest turd ever, like Randy did in South Park, and a crowd watches in horror. The crowd watches and turn their head up when they turn their heads right, and that's it. That's the joke.
The aristocrats.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, last bits for tonight. Doug, watch Newsies live musical. I freaking love that show. Jeremy Jordan plays Jack Kelly, who is the voice of Varian from Tangled the series. He's fantastic, and yes, I'm waiting on Varian and the Seven Kingdoms spinoff because he was my favorite character from the TV series, even though I know it'll probably not happen, but I can hope.
Okay, that makes way too much sense that dude would be in Newsies, because yeah, he had a really nice singing voice.
Yeah. It is good. The live show is good, so.
I'm actually looking forward to it a little bit, because I always thought it'd be a better live show.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Would you consider reviewing Owl House for Disneycember either this year or next?
Yeah, I hear it's really good. It sounds like there's enough. It just finished. There's enough episodes to watch. So yeah, I forget if I have it for this year or next year. I think it's for next year, but yeah, because I hear it's really good.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, what are your expectations for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Anything new you hope the developers would add? I mean, I don't know terribly too much about the original Final Fantasy VII. I kind of know the basic plot of the original Final Fantasy VII, so I don't really have many expectations considering that they are kind of diverging from that plot anyway. So I just want to have another fun game because I really enjoyed the first one. I just want to see those characters continue their growth and their journey. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what's your honest opinion on hippie characters in media? Not to be presumptuous, but I wager you think they're the worst archetype ever.
Maybe because I didn't grow up around them much. I'll say this. I hate them more when they were I hate them more in media when they were actually really popular. Like when there's a Star Trek episode where they travel back in time and there's a bunch of groovy revolutionaries like me. That's where I'm like, oh my God, like I hate that. But nowadays stuff, I don't care. I mean, I think people are kind of self-aware and having fun with it. It did lead to a lot of great art as well. So yeah, I feel like if I was alive during the time, I don't like the Vietnam War either, but I feel like I would really still hate hippies.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. In my opinion, the Bob's Burgers movie is one of the few examples of an extended episode actually feeling appropriate as a film. I really like how they sort of gave Louise the spotlight and even a decent arc since she's my favorite character. It isn't as hilarious as the best episode of the show, but I still really enjoyed it. Sunny Side Up is such a catchy song.
Yeah, and her stuff was the best. I actually almost think they gave her like 2 or 3 arcs where I feel like they could have spread them out a little bit more, because like Jean didn't get too much or Tina, but yeah, what they did with her was probably the best stuff.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I can't wait for you to rip apart Jurassic World Dominion.
Me neither. Rob hasn't seen it yet, and I can't wait to see his reaction.
Neil before iRock, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you ever going to do a review on Young Guns and Young Guns 2?
I've never seen them. I guess I should.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Be honest, Doug. Would Jurassic World Dominion be saved if it served as a prequel for a Turok movie?
I don't think anything could save that movie. I don't know. You gotta do something really different with dinosaurs now. I guess just seeing them isn't enough for me. It seems to be enough for everyone else, but I don't know. I've got so many movies where I've seen them already.
Joker fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, thank you so much for making me laugh each day with your amazing videos. For more than a decade, you've put out some hilarious bits. Would you be open to review 1998 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in December?
I've never seen it. I'll try to check it out.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you do a review of the Ridley Scott film Kingdom of Heaven starring Orlando Bloom as a crusader defending Jerusalem during the Second Crusade?
I never saw that one either. I heard it's not good, but I think you're the only one who remembers it. So I don't know if I'm going to do it because I don't think anyone's going to click on it.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. One of my favorite Malcolm in the Middle episodes is where it's Malcolm's birthday and it ends with Reese and Malcolm nearly killing each other, and it revealed it started because Malcolm ate Reese Blueberry.
Oh, that's right. Like it works backwards and they're trying to figure out how it all started. Yeah, no, that's another good one.
Steel, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, do you have any plans to finish the Adventure Time vlogs?
I just got too much to do. I know how it ends. That's another case where it's like it's spoiled, but I don't care. I'd still love to see the episodes. I feel like when I finish it up, I'd like be retired from this, or I wouldn't be doing the nostalgia critic anymore. So yeah, maybe I'll watch them all at some point and just do one big video on it. But yeah, it's not gonna be anytime soon.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. For Nostalgia Ween, will you review the Michael J. Fox movie Teen Wolf?
You know, I should, because the same way people kind of talk about how Turning Red really represents a lot of like coming of age and stuff like that, in a weird, not as good, but weird way, I think Teen Wolf kind of does too. Kind of like a puberty story a little bit. So it would be interesting to talk about that, but it's in many respects a lot more silly.
3M Onion, thank you for the 51 bits. Will Doug and his Nostalgia Critic Top 11s review the top 11 animated Toxic Rivals TV or movies?
God, I don't think I've seen enough TV or movies to get all the Toxic Rivals, man. Yeah, I don't think that's more of a Watch Mojo thing. I think they probably have a bigger team of writers to cover something like that.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. What are your thoughts on the Vat of Acid episode of Rick and Morty? Personally, it's always been one of my favorites. That twist at the end was so insanely dark. It was kind of phenomenal.
You know, it's been on for a while now. I gotta remember which one. I just want to see if like the imagery like remember. Oh, that's right. I do remember this now. Yeah. I liked it. Yeah, I kind of had to remind myself what happens in it, but yeah, that's right. Where he's like they're breathing under there and stuff like that. No, it was good. I remember that being really good.
Queen Calypson, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you guys hear the story about Taika Waititi asking Natalie Portman if she would ever want to be in a Star Wars movie? And she was just like, I was. Yeah.
I thought I heard something about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot that's how it worked.
Yeah. Basically, Taika Waititi is writing a Star Wars movie right now, and so like on the set of Love, Thor, and Thunder Love and Thunder was like, "Hey, Natalie, have you ever like, would you be interested in a Star Wars project?"
She left such an impression.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I've almost beaten the first Paper Mario. Gotta be honest, I don't know for sure if you dig it, Doug. Sure, the combat is neat and more interactive than other RPGs, but it's so grindy and the characters and dialogue are surprisingly not as funny, charming, or riveting as Origami King.
Yeah, I never played it, so I got no comment.
I've only played Origami King, and I had a lot more fun than I thought I would with Origami King. Chris Kringle, thank you for the 50 bits. Sorry if this has been asked already, but what are your thoughts on the Obi-Wan show?
I can't say I didn't like it. I thought it was very entertaining, but I thought it was the equivalent of like a Shyamalan show. But a very entertaining Shyamalan show.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Mickey Rourke called Tom Cruise irrelevant. If Tom Cruise is irrelevant, then Mickey Rourke doesn't even exist.
You know, it's always I saw that too, and I am always like I should read the whole thing before I react to it. I mean, just hearing that, I'm like, well, what's this about? Where's this coming from?
Yeah.
But yeah, I should read the whole interview before I jump to conclusions because I definitely seen a lot of quotes that bait people in, and then when you read it, it's something different. But I haven't read the whole thing, so I shouldn't respond.
Strider for Life, thank you for those 69 bits. That was about Sephiroth and his long sword. A wink. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. You know how reviewers and even casual viewers point out usually obvious plot holes in films? Explain how these directors, writers, and editors didn't see those plot holes before releasing their movies. I imagine they went to film school, so this shouldn't be a thing.
You know, make one. And then get back to me on that. And please don't get me wrong. I make fun of them all the time. It's fun to point these out as works of art and stuff. Because if anything, you appreciate more the ones that do get it right. And they really do have all the detail in there. But when you are making a movie and writing it and keeping all this stuff together, it is much harder than it sounds. So it's not surprising, but it does make for some great humor. And probably shouldn't be taken too seriously. Like I said, don't let it ruin your week or anything.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of the villain in Bob's Burgers movie? Did you find him funny?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to figure out. It's like, oh, well, who's the new character? I wonder who did it. But I mean, he wasn't annoying, but I didn't find him that funny either.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. What's your favorite joke from the first Addams Family movie? For me, the one that always pops out to me is Wednesday and Pugsley's playing Is There a God?
That's pretty good. Man, maybe just the school play. That was so funny. That probably made me laugh the hardest. Actually, in both the movies, the funniest part is the school play. The more I think about it. So yeah, that's pretty great.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Might be me, but I want to see Doug react to Rob Zombie's Monster trailer, the movie trailer, the new one, of course. But we still have some bit messages to get through.
Yeah, we'll see if we get to it.
Sir Sam Forrester, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you watching Better Call Saul? What do you think about it?
Yeah, we just watched the new episode that dropped. I love the shit out of it. Breaking Bad is probably technically the better show, but I always say I hate the main characters in
You're
Breaking
meant
Bad.
to, Doug.
I know, and that's why it's a better show. But I like Saul, I like Gus, I like Michael when they came into the show. So I love that that's who it's about in this one. So I'm much more invested in this, even though I know Breaking Bad's the better show. But Saul is still a phenomenal show.
Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Did you ever watch the Steven Spielberg Presents Amazing Stories 1985 TV series? If so, what was your favorite episode or what was it about? Loved both seasons and recently bought them on DVD for Prime Day on Amazon.
I only saw a few. I saw the Mummy one, and I saw the that weird Brad Bird Family Dog cartoon. That was an Amazing Stories for some reason. I really like that one. The Mummy one was just odd.
Sir Sam Forrester, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you got any more career deep dives planned?
No, they just weren't bringing in the numbers. Sorry.
KP Crook, thank you for the 50 bits. In the Tom Hanks film Castaway, if the lead role was gender swapped, who would you see in that role?
Dead? I mean, God, I don't know. I mean, Tom Hanks was supposed to be kind of the every guy, so I'm trying to think like, I mean, I guess the equivalent would be like Sandra Bullock or something like that, or the every woman. And we did kind of get that with Gravity, didn't we?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, huh? General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen the show The Orville? It's a great Star Trek spoof. This third season has been great.
I've seen 2 episodes, and I did really like it. I actually thought it was more Star Trek than Star Trek is now. And Rob was watching it a lot more, and he's like, no, really, this is like what Star Trek should be right now. Weirdly, this comedy show. So at some point, I'll try to sit down and watch more of it.
Lower Decks, actually. Star Trek Lower Decks is really good, too. It's a lot.
That was another one I was interested in checking out.
KP Crook, thank you for the 50 bits. Another Ridley Scott movie I hope is on your list of films to review is the Russell Crowe Robin Hood movie. Fun fact, that film had me discover my love for mead.
Oh, nice. Oh, you and Malcolm. Malcolm loves mead
Mead's
as
great.
well. No, I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll check it out at some point.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. You've talked about movies you didn't like at first, but then grew on you. Have you encountered any movies that you liked at first, but only got worse with time?
Contact, I thought was okay, and then the more I saw it, it kind of got worse. I haven't seen it again, but I feel like if I saw the 2016 Ghostbusters, I would like it less and less. Movies where I know it's like, well, I thought it was okay, and then the more I think about it, I think I wouldn't like it. I'm kind of like, okay, I just don't want to see it. Juno is kind of another one, too, where I'm just like, I just feel like I wouldn't like it if I saw it again. Let me just keep my distance.
Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which movie from a long-running Fox cartoon did you like more? The Simpsons movie or the Bob's Burgers movie?
I like the characters more in Bob's Burgers, but if you're talking as a movie, like, hey, this justifies being a movie, I probably would say the Simpsons movie. But Bob's Burgers is probably better put together in terms of the story and stuff. But like I said, Simpsons movie is a movie.
Yeah. Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. I know people joke about a Jurassic Park crossover with Fast and the Furious, but I'd rather see Jurassic Park versus Tremors. Seeing Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, Michael Gross, and Reba with OG JP cast would be goofy fun. Would you pay to see that?
Hell yeah. God, if that was these past like 5 sequels, I'd totally be on board.
Sir Sam Forrester, thank you for the 50 bits. I've been watching you since I was 11. I'm now 19.
Wow.
Thank you for always being there on a Wednesday for me to watch.
Oh, thank you for always being there.
Excuse me. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Better Call Saul main villain did you like more? Michael McKean as Chuck McGill, Saul's brother, or Tony Dalton as Lalo Salamanca?
Lalo was more scary, but Michael, the brother Chuck, I'm sorry, was more interesting.
Sir Sam Forrester, thank you for the 50 bits. Are there any lost Nostalgia Critic episodes?
Not that I can think of. No, I usually just air them. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Whew. All
We
right.
catch up?
That we did. We did catch up. Do you want me to attempt to do a screen share with you so then the people can watch you watch it, kind of a thing?
I guess we could try that.
It might take me a hot second, so let's look at a highlighted message that you can talk about while I'm doing this.
Yeah, I mean, we could just tell people like, oh, let's just put it on at the same time. Or I don't know. Whatever you think is best.
I don't know. It's just gonna take me a minute to get something set up.
I mean, I found it, so I'm curious. I'm seeing all the just, you know, so you got the trailers at the top, Monster trailer, and they have Monster trailers reactions, and everyone's just like, no, like,
Yep.
like, oh no.
Yeah, it's not good, Doug. Let me tell you. Okay, I have it up.
Maybe it's cleverly not good.
Yeah. Sorry, it's passing over Doug right now. Sorry, fans and friends. It's passing over Doug right now. Let me add.
Oh.
Let me see if I can't screen share with you, Doug.
Will people hear the audio too?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes, correct. I want to share. Actually, let me see if I. Well, yeah, I normally share just the monitor. It's on my half. Can you see that or not?
Oh, that's
it's on
a cool
Skype.
way to do it. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
This is how we do it for Awesome Comics.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and now I'm just gonna. Add a scene really fast. Hopefully this works.
All right, so it's
You can't see it?
It's not getting big enough. But what I can do, I can see where it's at, so I can watch it on YouTube, and maybe I can just like watch it on my screen, but you can play it at the same time. You can still see my reaction.
Okay, cool.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, am I in frame enough, or should I move over a little more?
You're fine.
Okay.
I'm just cutting. Thank you, Doug. I'm just cutting the movie trailer so that it shows up. I'm gonna cover things for a hot second, y'all.
Okay. All right. Oh man.
Boom.
I am so afraid of this, man. I don't know, because I was so looking forward to the teaser. I was weirdly looking forward to it. Maybe I'll love it. You don't know.
You're right.
It's great.
You're right. Okay.
Let's see.
Are you ready to watch this?
All right. What do you want to do? We want to do 1, 2, 3, play like that. You
yes.
want to do that?
You count down.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, play. Okay, I see the old logo. That's cool.
Yeah.
We're in good territory so far.
Rob Zombie, the director of House of a Thousand Corpses.
That's a good movie. I like that movie. That one not so much.
Rejects.
That's also pretty cool.
Greatest love story ever told.
I don't like the sound of that.
Think of it. The brain of a super genius transplanted into the body of a perfect physical specimen.
I want a man that makes my blood run cold. A man that every time he enters my crypt, it's like a stake through my dead black heart.
I can whip you up a humpy down in the land.
Oh no! Remember
Whoa, yeah, that's weird audio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm looking for a vision. A queen.
True love. What exactly do you want?
Is Herman Munster in there? I knew the moment I laid eyes on you that you were special. I understand if you don't feel the same. I'm just a regular gal living a boring, normal life.
If there's one thing I know,
What?
I know, right?
Melted away as soon as you appeared in my life. It seems Miss Lily is truly in love.
Oh, come on, you know.
So this is a
and I
fan
know that we
film,
gotta get
right?
rid of that Herman Munster.
So, like, this is what we saw for the teaser, or like that part,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Is the other part of the door supposed to be opening?
Greetings from Transylvania. That's a strange way of saying hello.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to get used to it.
Hmm.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hear me out.
Okay. I'm ready to hear you out.
Maybe the idea
Uh-huh.
is like, you know, because the TV show obviously is a little corny. Maybe it's supposed to be like a mix of the TV show and kind of like those Svengoolie shows. Like it's supposed to look kind of cheap and low budget. Maybe, you know, like.
But like that cheap and out of budget?
I mean, if he's gonna do it, you know, he's gonna go really cheap and low budget. I'm still holding out a glimmer of hope. I'm holding out a glimmer.
Well,
There-
good
there
on you,
could
Doug.
Still be a lot of like, you know, just sort of wink, wink. I'm super, 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 super in on the joke kind of thing, or maybe it's just fucking dumb. I don't know. We'll just have to wait for the movie.
I guess we will.
I mean, like the colors were nice, you know, and everything. Like the lighting's creative and stuff. Yeah, but some of those jokes are really
Yeah.
weird and not good weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. You know, and maybe that's probably like the ultimate in joke, because you know, like movies and shows back then, they always had really, really bad commercials and trailers. So hey, that's it's super, super in on the joke. Yeah. I'm still crossing my fingers a little bit. Now I have to see it. I'll say that. Before I was like, oh, I'm a little curious. Now it's like, shit. Now I gotta check this out to see if.
Yeah. All right, we gotta get through some of these bit messages because it is 8 o'clock. But all right, honest reviewer, thank you for the 200 bits. Sup, Doug and Heather was wondering after you're done with Amphibia if you could check out Spectacular Spider-Man by Gargoyles creator Greg Weisman. The full series just dropped on Netflix.
Oh, maybe. I might write that down.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the adaptation of the Dan Brown books, The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno, starring Tom Hanks in the lead role, all directed by Ron Howard?
I never saw them. I heard they weren't good, but I also heard the books weren't that good either. So.
Now is the Midwinter. Thank you for the 50 bits. Fun fact, this costs $35 to $40 million.
Well, let's just wait. The audio was fucking weird. You're right.
It
That was
was
really bizarre.
Yes.
That's the most concerning thing, because everything else you can make kind of an argument for, but that's like, no, how do you excuse that for that much money?
Mm-hmm. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. So the only thing good about this trailer is the theme song. This looks worse than any Disney original kids movie back in the day.
Yeah, actually, it kind of looks like a Disney original kids movie, honestly.
Yeah.
No, they had better audio.
Yeah, it does look like a fan film or the porn parody.
Yeah.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. What would Rob say to this trailer?
Garbage!
Yeah, a good old-fashioned garbage. And if anything, that's the perfect way to end the stream.
There you go.
A good old-fashioned garbage! So, thank you all so much for joining us here today. Unfortunately, since we did that live trailer viewing, we didn't have time for the highlighted messages, but, you know, something a little different, you know?
The trailer was the highlighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it certainly was the highlight.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, we appreciate you being here. Remember that we do have content here 6 days a week, so come on back and hang out. We always appreciate seeing you here in chat. Tamara will be here tomorrow. Malcolm will be here on Friday afternoon. Doug will be back Friday night doing more Guardians, and Awesome Comics and Coffee will be here on Saturday morning. So come hang out and join us, because we always appreciate seeing your wonderful usernames. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.